Hello, my name's Jody, and this is my house in Howey, Florida. And I've lived here for about 2 years now, and over those several years I've experienced multiple incidents with paranormal activity, such as knocking things off of the wall, such as paintings and mirrors and all kinds of things like that, and furniture moving in the kitchen. I received a phone call from my daughter one day advising me that a bar stool was sliding in the kitchen, and it really scared her a lot. Up above me, you'll see that there are 2 framed images of the prior owners that were from the 20s. This home was made in 1926. And there is Latin on the 2nd floor, right above the window, that says "Under God's Eyes" in Latin. And this house has a lot of history. Unfortunately, I don't know too much myself, but other people in this area do know a lot about this house, and that it was originally a home of individuals that I believed owned some agricultural land behind us. The orange groves, there were lots and lots of orange trees in this area in the 20s, 30s, etc. So this house has a lot of history, and it was originally made as a Spanish Colonial style home. And there's been a lot of changes over the last 10 years, clearly, on the fact that the Spanish tiles roof was removed, and it is now a steel roof, I believe. And some of those changes have taken away some of the charm of this home. And I myself actually repainted the home from the, it was kind of an orangey yellow color before, and it is now white. So I wanted to freshen up the home a bit when I moved in. And so I've made some changes. I left the original steel, this is wrought iron fence over here that goes around the yard. That is the original wrought iron fencing. And I wanted to leave some of the charm of this home, but also update a little bit to my own style. So it really depends on who takes over this house after me to make the updates and improvements. Well, welcome to the kitchen. It's a beautiful part of this house, one of my favorite things about it, with the open rafters showing and the beautiful marble countertop. It was just a really cozy place to hang out, cook a meal, hang out, and watch television and just relax for the afternoon. It was my favorite place to come in the morning and put on music and just experience the environment of Howey. As far as ghosts, here in the kitchen seemed to be the heart of the home. So I did receive phone calls from my daughter explaining to me that she was relaxing in the kitchen and did not see anything, but felt a presence and observed a bar stool that was made with wood sliding across the kitchen floor approximately 5 feet from that corner there all the way to the refrigerator. And on the porcelain tile floor, it made a lot of noise. It commanded her attention away from looking at the television to watching the chair slide across the floor and hitting the refrigerator. So it really scared her. And she asked me what we could do in order to rid the home of the paranormal activity. And I told her I wasn't interested in doing that. We are Native American. My family on the Native American side are medicine people. So I accept nature and whatever comes from nature. My daughter is a little bit different. She's a younger generation and doesn't really accept that. So she asked me what we could do. And I told her I would look into it. But personally, I don't have a problem with paranormal activity as long as it's not injuring me or people around me or things. But she was definitely scared. Welcome to the hallway to go from the first floor upstairs to the second floor where the bedrooms are. This was where I experienced several incidents. Down here on the first step flight up was a car, a little remote control car, and I was in my bedroom watching television and I heard vroom, vroom, vroom from the remote control car. So I got up, came down to the hallway, and I saw the car moving back and forth and making vroom vroom sounds, which were actually by a remote control, and the remote control wasn't even near the car, so I really don't know how it was doing it. But I turned it off with the battery, and then I looked up. Here was a painting, and that painting, about 2 days later, actually fell off the wall and hit the ground. Luckily, it didn't have glass on it, so there was no breaking of glass, but it was an oil painting. So clearly I don't want to damage an oil painting. And I picked it up and I put it back up on the wall. And I actually spoke to the paranormal entities and asked them to not damage my belongings and to please not knock that down onto the floor. And one of the things about that painting was it was actually an oil painting of ghosts, of spirits. It's 4 spirits that are lined up together in the painting, and I thought it was beautiful, so that's why I bought it about 3 years ago. And so maybe that bothered them, I don't know. But that did fall onto the floor. And then going up the stairs here, there was other things on the wall. I've taken them down since because I don't want them knocked down. One of them is a mirror, and I've placed that downstairs to make sure that they don't knock it off the wall. Because we all know, if you break a mirror, how many years of bad luck is that? So I didn't want that. And I told them that I was bringing it downstairs because I didn't want them to break it. And it was on the wall that was hand painted by a local artist anyways, so this gives us the opportunity to see the painting and still enjoy coming up the stairs to see that painting. As far as other incidents that have happened upstairs, in the bedroom, the master bedroom, there were 2 paintings owned by other people, so I clearly didn't want that to be damaged. There was a painting there on that wall and a painting on that wall. You can see that there are the nails on both sides. So there were large, very, very expensive historic paintings by a gallery that had come in to sell their items and to sell the belongings in the home. So when those crashed to the floor, the gallery owner screamed out below, "What was that?" And I explained to him, well, there's a few guests that we have here that you cannot see. And if there's changes in the environment, they don't like it. So the odds are they probably knocked your things down because they didn't like new things being in the home. And he came upstairs and he found both of his paintings on the floor. So he wasn't happy about damage to the frames because they're very expensive frames, but he chose to hang them back up, and they were sold, I think, about 2 hours later by people that had come into the home to make purchases. So that also scared him. But it doesn't scare me. I'm completely fine with paranormal activity, and I do speak to them. I have observed 2 male voices speaking to one another and 1 female, and I smell her scent. It almost smells like a Chanel scent. I'm not exactly sure, but I do smell her scent. And right now, I don't feel anyone here. I have had the home blessed by 2 priests and 1 rabbi. And both of them said that they felt a presence here. And it wasn't a negative, angry presence, that it was just a heavy feeling. So right now it feels kind of light. All we can do is just check to see if they're still around.
So there's a lot of things that took place in this room, obviously. But this fireplace originally was used to, they burned, I keep hearing I burned a lot of papers there. They got rid of stuff somehow. It was things that they got rid of, but
Evidence?
yes, in some aspect. I don't think that has to do with the cigars, though. I think it has. I see paperwork. It has to do with paperwork. So at one point there was paperwork that was being hidden in here, and was being burned. The person that was here, I believe, has a connection to Tampa. I don't know why. I see like a bridge crossing the two, and I know it's quite a distance. And back then, it would have been quite a distance.
Yeah.
I think originally it was a storage facility, and because I just see a square box, and I don't know why. I just see a square box, and then I think they added onto it to make it more, or change the layout of what they were actually going to use it for. Well, obviously they used some kind of Spanish flair to it, but I think it was more Cuban based. But I think that might be the connection to Tampa, has to do with that aspect of it. There's a lot here. The person that owned this house must have been somebody who transported. Did they work with cigars? Were they part of the cigar aspect, or something to do with cigars? So I keep hearing the name Lydia. Lydia. When I hear that name, I feel a lot of love inside, like a strong love. But I don't feel like it was a woman that that was the purpose of this home originally. I think that what it molded into be might have been because of a woman. So I think that that's kind of how they came about with all of it. I do feel like that there was status with the man more so. I feel his status was higher and respected. But I feel his energy was very much of wanting to have fun, have parties, have get-togethers. But I think they went someplace else to have them, not necessarily here. I think they started building this in 24.
Oh, and it just kind of...
As storage.
Yeah. Oh.
Originally, but then it manifested after a while. But I think originally this place here was, I think they needed it off the beaten path. I think cigars might have been why. There's a lot to this. I keep seeing my symbol for change. So there's a lot here that has to do with change. So what its purpose was, I think, changed over. But after a while, it became home. And then I think it stayed as home with everything.
Hey everybody. Wow, we got 2 people watching already. That's cool. Let's see if we can get the chat room going. And yes, we are. Oh, all right, cool. So get in the chat. We have been here for about 10 hours and still going strong. We have picked up a lot of evidence so far. We are in Howey-In-The-Hills in a private residence. And thus far, we've picked up quite a bit of apparitions, heat signatures. Anybody else in the background?
Voice phenomenon.
Yeah, we got
communication.
definitely got a lot of EVP stuff on the heat signatures on the FLIR cameras. What else?
On the ITC devices.
ITC devices, ghost
Physical
box.
communication.
Yeah, physical communication.
Yeah, physical communication.
We actually had a REM pod go crazy earlier, and we weren't sure what it was, but we cleared it, and it still kind of went crazy. But everything's kind of quieted down. We're waiting for everything to start picking up about 2:30, 3 o'clock.
Yeah, and I thought I just saw something too, like right across the hall. Yeah, right in front of me. I'm looking into the living room, past into the dining room. So yeah, it's quite active in this house. Let's see. Let me bring our. Hey, Katish. Katish says, "Hey guys, was wondering how you guys are doing from Australia."
Oh, hi.
Oh, doing good, doing good. We're
So
we found. Well, I think we found a residual haunt in the kitchen area going into the dining room. We see a pattern.
Yep.
We see a pattern every 2 minutes, maybe 3 minutes. The pattern shoots through. We get a lot of orbs, and then we get some kind of facial stuff. It looks like some kind of recognizable, some kind of body or facial, and it does the same thing every time. It's considered a residual haunt.
yeah.
Kind of confusing, but it's.
Now, do we want to bring up our first encounter upstairs in the second floor in the master bedroom?
One that made us take a break.
Yeah, the one that made us take a break. We all rushed out except for Dave there.
Dave stuck around like a dog.
Yeah, he stuck around. And then we're at the restaurant and he's freaking out. And all in caps, text.
Get back here now.
Yeah, I told him get back here
She's
now.
going crazy.
I said we need this because something's going crazy up there. And then I came down the stairs after going up to get the REM pod and reset it, and I got on the first the stair deck there, and I heard something in my ear that said school teacher, but it was a real soft voice, gave me chills. Set the REM pod down, tried to get to my phone as quick as I could, and I said, "You gonna talk to me some more?" And didn't hear anything else. Came back down, reset the REM pod, put the battery back in, and took it back upstairs. And then I came back downstairs, and they pulled it back up after going to get something to eat, and I heard, "Oh, okay, like whatever." But she had, whatever it was, had a real soft voice. She sounded real nice, and it said school teacher. So
Direct clear audience.
Yeah.
She's the nice one.
Mhm.
The guy's the mean one.
Mhm.
And Jody
Yeah.
can tell you about that.
Except for Brian. Brian wasn't mean.
Brian's cool.
We had spirit box communication. Actually, Brian was through the Wonder Box.
Yeah.
He came through that, and he was saying, we kept asking Spirit to say their name 3 times, and then you heard him say Brian, Brian, Brian. He was trying, I told him, just keep saying your name so that we can get it through. We're testing, and he did. He came through with it.
So a quick introduction over there, and with the cameras, the VR, all the cameras. We got 4 cameras set up throughout the house.
that's good.
So
It's good.
we got that guy right there, Dave.
Yeah, it's
Dave Drew.
Tech specialist.
Yeah.
Special, all right.
No runner. I don't run.
No, he sits behind and says, "Get back now."
Yeah.
Right.
Call the cops.
Which is interesting because we
Right
actually have more former Leos on this investigation this weekend than we probably ever had. So
And Dave is also retired military.
retired military, retired
detective
law
now.
enforcement officers. And next to Dave there is Lori Martinez, ex-Leo. And next to her right here is Jody.
Look, it's recapping himself.
And I hope all by now everybody knows who I am.
That's-
Wow. So we got 3 people watching. So chime in. if you got some questions and some comments, some of the evidence that we have captured, video, audio, we're gonna over the course of the next, I don't know how long it's gonna take. Dave,
Year.
right there, it might take him
Year.
about a year and a half.
We're gonna have a
Because
lot.
we're gonna have hours and hours and hours, so we got to go through all this evidence and just capture the really strong information, of strong data.
Oh, yeah.
Compile all that, and then we'll publish it into a short 20-30 minute documentary. Might be longer than that, depends on how much we get. We are not done yet. It is currently right now 1:09 a.m. Eastern time here in the United States.
And it does it again.
So once we compile all this information,
See, look at that big one.
Oh,
I see that one.
Yeah.
Did you see that?
Yeah.
Is that-
I
is
put
that-
my knee on
is that the same residual?
Shit.
Yeah, but
This
this
one
one was
had
very
a pulse.
firm.
It
It's
had a,
getting,
like,
it's
a
getting
light
more.
pulse to
It's
it.
getting
And
more.
it kind of
more
like was
active.
diagonal. It was like
Yeah.
it was
It was made it
haunted.
really cool. It
Wow.
had a light, it had its own pulsing light.
So that one definitely would mark the time on that one. 'Cause that
So we
shit
might have
was-
UFOs
No.
too.
Oh, look,
Hey.
see? Look
I
at
hurt my knee on that one.
this.
I got so excited. This is
It's
incredible.
getting more active.
So it seems like right now we've the most of the activity is in the kitchen, and
That was cool. That was really
so Katish says, "Do we feel a connection between Brian and the teacher?"
No. Different.
Negative.
Because the woman
No,
that was with him was someone different. She was the same one that sounded like she was in a bubble. And then the teacher that you had
She
soft
sounded
voice,
hot,
too.
dude. Her voice was really, really soft and subtle, and the way she said it, it was actually calming the way she said it.
Yeah.
And I felt like it was right here, and I just got chills all the way down the side of my body. I was like, what? the
lights
heck?
on. Motion lights on. Motion light
Oh,
just
the
came
one in
on.
the back,
Oh, yeah.
the back
Yeah,
hallway.
We've got motion in the.
Oh,
in the
okay, that
kitchen,
one.
in the
Okay,
kitchen.
yeah. I'm waiting for that motion light in the back hallway to go on,
Yeah,
because that's a motion.
What was that? Oh shit! Here's your drink, Jody. Sorry, it's all over your phone.
What'd you do?
I did nothing.
Oh, was that up there?
Yeah. Yeah, we're jumping.
So yeah, as the rest of the evening, night
And we're getting jumpy
into
too.
morning, we start getting jumpy because we start getting tired. So every now and then, I take a cat nap and kind of put on the headphones with the recorder going, so I can pick up any background noise that otherwise I wouldn't hear with the
You're right, there's two.
regular ears.
Wait, and then
Needs napkins.
So Katish says, so 3 ghosts then: Brian, teacher, and the other lady.
And the one guy. It's not very nice.
well, we
Yeah.
think the kitchen is a residual haunt.
We're
We're
fixing to
not
do the
sure
kitchen.
how many.
Yeah.
We're gonna do the.
We're gonna
kitchen.
be moving forward into the kitchen in a little bit. The same thing that we did upstairs earlier, which is we took the portal ghost box, EVP, the hacked radio, asking some questions, and then in the meantime too, I'll be doing an audio recording, a collaborating audio recording with infrared, not infrared, infrared heat signature to see if we have any changes in the atmosphere during that time. And yeah, hopefully that goes well. It went well upstairs earlier. So what's that? I wonder if my IR flashlight does anything different. Let's see.
No, it doesn't.
Oh shoot, that's bright. Ooh. Oh no, not really. Oh. There we go. But
That's a good flashlight.
oh man.
There goes again.
It was stellar.
So
There goes again. She's right here.
Over here, yeah.
let's see what do we got here. Okay, so might be back later. Might be depending on how tired we get. Every now and then I feel it, and then I kind of
Did
take
you
a
guys see
little a
that?
quick cat nap. What was that?
It just moved. It just got thrown when I watched.
It might be getting from.
Actually, tell them to look. They probably seen it. Oh no,
So-
I'm blocking it.
So maybe those who are watching this might actually catch some apparitions while we're recording this, because this whole house is just
Can you hold that up? What just got thrown?
It's the wind.
Yeah.
By 40.
We need napkins. I made a mess.
So, when you go into these investigations, do you know the
By my
history
bag.
prior to the residence?
I got some in the car.
Yes.
Of prior residents? Yes, yes. Some of us do, some of us don't.
We're still looking at it.
Before Jody showed up, luckily she didn't know anything about the property. She went in cold and allowed her to walk the space, feel the space, get into the space, and then we did some audio recording of that, audio notes as what she was picking up during that time. And as now it's like, okay, great, we got that control, and then we move forward with the pulling as much scientific data, forensic data as we possibly can throughout the rest of the evening. We might actually later on bring in some other controls later on as we're putting getting all of the captures and stuff like that. As time moves on, might bring another medium in to do another reading. So anyway, let's see. Anything else here? So what seems to be is there like a time between the residuals? What seems to be the?
Usually it's a couple minutes, and you'll see the orbs. You'll see a couple orbs, and then you'll see something behind.
6 a.m. is it?
Mhm.
So between midnight and 6 a.m. is when it's most active. So we're actually getting into the midway zone of activity. So I wish we could record all of this and stream hours of this, but there is no Wi-Fi here, so we are working off of my hotspot from my phone. So until then, we are going to let y'all go so we can go and do the rest of this investigation. And but again, subscribe, like, share, comment, and yeah, I think lost contact there for a moment, but yeah, we are working on a
Spirit, if you're in the other room, come into this room. This is where you scared the girls. I don't like when spirits scare the girls. Come and talk to us in here. So you don't want to talk to me when they're not here. You'll talk to me when they're not here, but now you don't want to communicate with me? So what I'll do is I'll get up and go downstairs and leave all these recorders going, and Jody will ask you questions and see if we can get your name. No reason to be violent. No violence. We're not here to cause any problems. Paul will ask you questions and Jody will ask you questions, and I'll get up and go downstairs. Okay? And I'll watch from downstairs. Let's see what happens. All right, Jody, you're on.
say your name? Hello? I hear you. Can you say your name, please? This is a honey tune box. It's called a wonder box. I can hear you, just sound very far away. Can you bring your energy closer? Are you able to keep on saying hello, 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 back to back so we can test it? Or testing, testing, testing? It's a wonder box. Yes, it helps us hear you. I heard you say you want to ask something. Testing, testing. Can you make the REM pod go off? I heard hurry. I can hear the woman and I hear a man in the background. Man, can you say your name, please? Spirit, can you see us? We can hear you having a conversation, but we don't understand all of it. Where are you at right now? What's the name of this town? What year did you transition to spirit? Do you know our names? Do you understand that you're in spirit? Can you describe what it looks like to you over on that side? Did you live in this house? This is Jody. Another Jody. Is there a Lydia? Can you say your last name? I thought I heard Howie. Sir, can you say your name? It's a wonder box. Okay, we're going to listen back to see if we can't hear more on the playback, okay? I'll talk to you again soon. Thank you.
He's doing the Pee Wee Herman.
Yeah. See if I can get him closer. Wait. Oh, it looks like he's coming through. Look at that, dude.
What in the world? That is...
Looks like he's trying to come through or he's getting through. Continue the video.
Yeah.
What the hell is that? That is that window.
Yeah.
That's definitely spirit energy. The way it's moving, yeah.
Huh.
See, and that's there's no reflection or anything. That is, I don't know if he's trying to get out or, got it?
Oh, yeah.
Let's see if I can.
And you see it's every now and then.
See if he comes back. See, he's gone.
See,
Moved away and he's gone.
Oh,
He disappears.
Huh.
I wonder if he'll come back. That's this window. Those windows.
Can you try and say your name again? Hello? you tell me who moved the chair? Oh, it stopped. Can you tell me who moved the chair?
What chair?
The chair that moved here in the kitchen across the floor? This is Jody. Jody Martinez. Can I hear your name? What is that?
Sounds like a horn, like a boat's horn, a boat horn.
Can you guys hear that noise too? That noise right there.
What is that?
Transference. I heard transference.
Wow.
Spirit. It sounds like a train or a boat.
The ferry.
Spirit, are you there? Can you tell me if you were the one that moved the chair? I heard the woman. I could feel your presence in here. I hear you guys laughing. Can the woman come forward? Can you just try and say your name over and over so we can get it? I can hear your accent. Where are you from? Are you able to move these balls over here? Watch, I'll show you. Do you like the lights? Can you try and move it? You're so pretty, aren't you? You like them? Okay, we're gonna try and listen. We're gonna try and listen back now. Thank you for trying to talk. Bye for now.
How interesting is that?
Wow.
The
It
horn,
almost
I've
almost
heard
sounds like there's like a factory work horn going off in the background.
Yeah. Or
Like it's
or
time for
push it.
lunch. Time to come back from lunch. Clock in, clock out.
That
Quite
was
interesting.
that was I've never heard that before.
You can hear them talking.
They're all
Yeah.
chattering. They're all just so
Yep.
interesting.
Now we get to see what we heard. I wonder if I can play it back.
Damn, that's very, very cool. Very cool. The camera's going off. How cool is that? That was I'll explain. That was cool.
I'm playing it back.
Yeah. It wasn't wrong.
Hello?
You're playing it back. Is nothing happening? What?
Nothing. Like,
There's gonna be rain this morning in Howey. Isn't that playing back? Did I record?
let me try something. It won't work. So I was trying to see if I could do it.
What?
I'm gonna play it back on the old speakers.
Oh,
I was trying to play it back.
on the unit?
Okay. Alright, let's try this. So much harder to hear. I gotta get the other speaker.
I can see the heat being generated from the receptacles,
Receptacles. Of what?
the outlets.
Oh, the outlets.
Oh wow.
That's so cool. That horn still blows my mind. That horn still blows my mind. It wasn't anything with your setup. It was coming literally over the airwaves.
Yeah.
That was very
It didn't do that upstairs either.
very
No.
interesting.
So they said it was because of transference.
Interesting.
So they had to be scientific
energy.
to say that.
Yeah.
How about running water? How about we run some water?
I was thinking about throwing
We
on
have to
the-
record again for that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think that's a great thing.
That's a
What
great-
you can say in that